juego con bandolero, porque yo sé que voy a ganar, yo sé que voy a ganar.
Hey, what a
sweet
day.
Hey, that is so good to see after
That
all
was
that
such a
hard work.
great. It was
All those
amazing to
hours
see
spent
that.
on the toilet for free.
What's going on, guys? It's your favorite people in the world. We're gunning for top spot in the podcast realm here in America, and we figured to go ahead and rebrand it for you guys, just for you guys. And that means that if you're watching this, you are here with the sexy poppies of Florida. What's going on, everybody? Ooh, yeah, we sexy.
I like that it's sexy poppies. Is it poppies or puppies?
Little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Yeah,
guys, before we get any further, yes, it's great to hear that. And it's before we get any further, guys, for everybody who's now new to us, we are now also on Spotify. So all our listeners who are listening right now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, guys, please make sure if you haven't already done so. Again, I don't know why I have to keep repeating myself. I feel like it's just been doing it more often. But please like and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and drop in the little. Just do it. Just power fingers. It's yes. You're not even charging you. Just hit that subscribe button. Just keep it going.
It takes like half a calorie. Just bell, subscribe.
Look at that. And they're next to each other.
We'll put it. Yeah, we'll make it even more. We'll put it right in your face. We're even trying to figure it out.
make it easy for everybody. Just go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you haven't already done so, follow us on our Twitter page, Rated F2, and our Instagram page, the Rated_F. Just make sure you guys are following us there. We will be dropping a lot more content, a lot more interactions with you guys. And as always, let us know what you guys want to talk about. Have a nice casual conversation, because we definitely like to hear that. We like to hear all the stuff going on. All right.
It's always good. It's always good to see and hear.
It's always good. I love it. I love it when we get the interactions with our people, our fans, our friends. Because you're not you family. No, he ain't a pet. He's family.
You know they family when your dog got papers.
It's not fair that he has papers and some of my cousins don't, so I can't say that.
How your dog got insurance and you don't? Boy, get your life together.
So everybody, we want to start off with our Rated F news. If you're not too familiar with it, I know we've actually kind of threw that in there pretty new recently. Rated F news is pretty much any type of news that we see that's kind of appealing to us or kind of funny to us or something we feel like it's something worth talking about, additional to whatever topic we got going on. So if you guys have anything you guys want to drop on to us, you could put it in the comments. You could send it to us through our new email, and which we'll put it on our comments as well, so you guys are able to see that. And don't forget that you also can go ahead and shoot us some DMs on our Instagram page too. We're more than likely going to be reading it. I do have one interesting news from Rated F. Actually, I was reading it today. So, guys, again, we're pre-recording a lot of our stuff now. So we're normally recording Mondays and post it on our Sundays. So when we do our lives, again, we're making a special live for you guys. But when this comes out, it may be a little bit older. I don't know if everyone's read it by now. But so Tom Holland. This is actually a report that came out earlier today. I was reading it when I was with a niece today. And so Tom Holland has been speaking about, he's been over a year, he's quit alcohol. He's been sober. And he was talking about how it is to help improve his mental health. So this is the report, and I'll read also a quote that he had stated. Tom Holland has said working on the psychological thriller The Crowded Room made him reflect on the way he views his own mental health. Excuse me. Holland also said that the mental aspect of playing Danny really beat me up, and that it took the Spider-Man actor a long time to recover afterwards. Holland Holland revealed he is 1 year and 4 months sober, and that learning about mental health while working on The Crowded Room has been so informative to his own life. And then he was quoted in saying, "I remember having a bit of a meltdown at home and thinking, I'm going to shave my head. I need to shave my head because I need to get rid of this character. It wasn't like anything I've ever experienced before." Tom Holland, who's obviously like mentioned here, is the Spider-Man for Marvel. He's in this new show that's came out, The Crowded Room, and apparently that role took a beating to his psychological well-being. That's tough to hear because I know a lot of actors, especially because we lived through seeing like Heath Ledger, who got so submerged into playing the Joker that it led to him killing himself because he was just so his head wasn't there. So it's tough to see. I'm glad. Yeah, it's like weird two takes because it's like there's some positivity in it, but it's also some like a little bit of negativity in it because he took a beating on his mental health, but in the same aspect of it, it made him reflect. And the fact that he's quit alcohol over a year, that's great to see. Kudos to him because I think I say I'm gonna quit alcohol every year, and I think every other weekend I end up finding myself with a whiskey in my hand. Not drunk, just at least a whiskey in my hand.
Yeah, man. I personally am on the opposite side of the spectrum on that. Not too far gone, but I do enjoy a good stiff drink every now and then.
Yeah, once a blue moon, I like to crack one open.
I've changed my mental capability, I should say, from not stressing too much over work or things that happen around me that I don't have control of, even things I do have control of. I don't let it stress me out because at one point I was coming home and drinking every day. Yeah. And I was going through a bottle of whiskey probably in like 2 weeks. As I said, it's not, crazy. You got a liter
It's
of
faster
whiskey
than some other people.
Yeah, a bottle in some households lasts all year. So I think it is very, and we had spoken, we have alluded here right enough. We've alluded to men's mental health and just mental health in general with field of view, but it is extravagant to see that somebody doesn't just fall down the rabbit hole. They take control of themselves and say, "Hey, you gotta, lace up your shoes and get on with your life. You don't let it control you." It's not easy to do that, so that's really nice for Tom Holland. I applaud him, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah. And like you said, we did a whole episode about men's mental health. If you guys haven't seen it, it was I want to say it was like what 15, 20 episodes prior. And it's been a while. It's been a little bit. I know we've had some people. We've actually had a few people reach out to me separately who want to do it. So maybe it's something we could look at in the future. To do a part 2 to that.
Yeah.
But it's still like it's good to see that he's reflecting on it and in a positive light as well, like seeing where he was and like what he's trying to continue to go forward with. But it's kind of tough to also hear too because the guy looks on camera so well. Like whenever he would show up on red carpet or interviews, he's always with his girlfriend Zendaya. And they, he looks fine. You would have never guessed that, and it's, I think we met, if I remember right, we said that in our show when we did the men's mental health, that it's so alluding to see that some men kind of just put a smile on it and try to mask it. And
it's easy to put on a mask. It's hard to keep it on.
Oh yeah.
That is, wow. That's crazy. On some, there you go. On some, what did I say? Happier news. Happier news. Very good news. It actually came out last week. Now, I think his name is Pedro Pascal. Is that the guy's name from
Last of Us?
Last of Us?
And Mandalorian, yeah.
And Mandalorian? Okay, so he's the top actor when it comes to lead actor on that show, along with all his cohorts and actresses and colleagues on that. But it was voted and has been recognized as the top video game to TV adaptation of all time. Yes.
Yeah.
So that is a really good. I don't know how many times I've watched episode 3. Bill and Frank. Oh my god. It's just, whew, it's so good. That is my favorite episode. It just, out of all the chaos that's going on in that show and how good of a thriller it is, it's good to unwind and force you to see that there is still a bit of humanity even in the midst of an apocalypse.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to see. It was really cool to be a part of something that you never really think when it comes to video game adaptations or movie adaptations. When it comes to
you normally think of like
TV
Resident Evil and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, it's like,
It's
okay,
not-
like they were alright, they were good, you know.
Yeah, so like more than others, the animated versions of those movies and TV shows are always better. But this
100%.
was, for me at least, the first one to pull it off in such a way that you are invested. But you could tell that the writers, one, there was nothing to write. You just played a video game. All the content is right there. And two, the director was a fan of the video game. But he
that was the
understood.
most important statement of the whole show, was that he was a huge fan of it.
Yeah. And it's refreshing because you have people who care. They're not just making an adaptation like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna play the video game. I'm not gonna play anything. I'm not even gonna watch somebody else play a video game. I'm just gonna do my own thing and make up my own rules. But this director had the intelligence to understand what fits in a video game setting and what looks good on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But makes subtle differences to the point that you could understand it and it makes sense, but you're still reminiscing on, oh man, that happened in the video game. Oh man, I see where they're going here. They're following. All right, this is the chapter that we're in The Last of Us Part 1, and you're like, all right, this is awesome. So see them with such an accolade that it's just like it's recognized for hard work that's put into it is a breath of fresh air. And on even better news to that, the Mario Brothers movie, with Jack Black and Chris Pratt and Anya Taylor-Joy, who played Peach, I believe. That movie was voted and recognized as the top and most successful video game to movie adaptation.
No way!
The thing blew up over the weekend it came out, man.
Wow!
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
I still have yet to go see it. I need to go watch it. Just everything going on. I haven't.
I should have went tonight. I don't have to
actually. Yeah, part of me feels like I should have, but
that's my bad.
It's all good.
Bad husband.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, but that is amazing to see. And what is such a star-studded cast like that, you know they're not going to make just one. And I've heard they've alluded to a couple of other things, like Mario Kart. One of my favorite games when it came to GameCube, which is Luigi's Mansion. They kind of had its moment for that, and it's not even a spoiler alert for it because it's not that big of a moment, but it's like, oh, it's nostalgia. It's like, oh, look, this, there's a red shell.
I definitely gotta go watch it. I'm down to watch it because
awesome,
I've heard a lot of good things about it. Nobody said anything negative. Even Jack Black playing Bowser, I've heard was like perfect.
Yeah, he even looks like him. How do you make Bowser look like Jack Black? Or vice versa? Maybe he just we never realized.
He's morphing into him as he's getting older.
Even with his beard, he's like, yeah. Come to me, Princess Peach.
That's awesome to see and hear, man. Yeah. I can't wait to. I honestly have been excited to go watch this movie. Right. I think my uncle went to go watch. He was already talking to me, like saying, like, dude, you gotta watch it. So
yeah. Because even the Halo series was good, but to be honest with you, I don't remember what platform it was on. It didn't hit home. It was what it was. It didn't become an entity.
I think, wasn't it on Amazon?
Hell if I know.
You think it was either on Amazon or I don't remember. I remember
Something
it
like
came
that.
out like, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I hope it's done. It was good, but I never got a chance to
After
see
that, I
it.
never heard anyone rave over it. Like it wasn't a thing. It wasn't like you have to watch Halo.
I think
No.
it was, and that's like the second attempt because I think they tried to do a movie and that flopped. And then if I'm correct, they did then the show. And I don't know if that one flopped as much as they just didn't really advertise it well, because I kind of heard about it like late and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like I'll see if someone tells me if it's good or not, because I don't know where they're even playing it.
Exactly. So, yeah, man. But that was a little breath of fresh air there to see that the video game industry is moving into a higher territory after so many flops and stumbles and fumbles over the years.
That goes to writers, that goes
Mhm.
to the animators,
Right.
and it goes to a lot of the directors and actors who can kind of execute a lot of those. So I definitely kudos to all of them for jumping in on it, especially Last of Us, because it's one of the few shows. I'm not one of those who watches the shows when they drop. I like to let them go through, and then like, unless it's like a Netflix show where
But
I
you
can
just
binge it.
have to, bro.
Yeah, with Last of Us and even The Mandalorian this last season on season 3, I almost got hooked to watch every episode, and I was like, Jesus, I couldn't wait for the next week.
I think
So much so, Anise, who my wife does not watch horror movies or anything horror, and she was watching Last of Us right next to me.
Wow.
She was that hooked onto the show with me.
Nice. That's really cool, man. I had to refuel. Let's move on. But I had to refuel these past days. I had some the Pope's Exorcist, and I found another one. It was a Jewish horror movie,
which actually
named the Offering, and I really want to go see. I need to find time, bro. The Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead's my shit.
Yeah, we were talking about that one a few days ago, I think, or a week ago about that.
Right, man.
Actually, it's perfect that you mentioned that, because I know we've been talking about rebranding and doing all this stuff, and we've been really trying to push out for the fans. I wanted to do something this week, a little bit different. I know actually when this episode comes out, it'll be Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to everybody. Every mother. Yeah, every mother that's out there
stuck around and actually were mothers. Just because you're a parent doesn't mean you're a mother. Let's just end Father's Day's in June. So just because
that goes for them too, but
just because you got kids doesn't mean shit. But you stuck around and you put your foot down and you did what you had to do, and you're
guiding these kids, guiding
Amen.
And that's the biggest part, is guiding them, walking them through life, and happy Mother's Day to not just my mother, not just your mother, but all the mothers out there.
Exactly. And the dog moms too.
And the dog moms. They're our dog moms are out there.
They're dependent on us. Anyway, go ahead.
But I also wanted to do kind of more of this for this week, a reintroduction of us. So I will actually take the front of this. So kind of what and just so Robbie, you're aware of kind of what the layout's gonna look like. We're gonna talk about really quick introduction, name, maybe we're gonna say where we're from, a few hobbies of ours, maybe a favorite movie.
This is first day of school kind of bullshit.
First day of school. We want to kind of get into it. So I won't go through the full government, but I'm Felix. I'm Felix. I am my blood type is I'm sorry. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Born and raised for part of my life. Came down to Orlando, Florida, where I met this knucklehead. And where I became friends with him and pretty much grown my life, and where I met my wife. I'm a huge Mets, Jets, and Knicks fan, which means I love to lose, apparently.
You love to lose. You just like to be high blood pressure all the time.
My wife is sitting there always checking my pulse, like, are you good?
Pick a winning team. I pick my teams, whoever won the playoffs.
Of course you would, bandwagon.
For that year. That's it.
God, I hate people like you. You know what? I'm not even jumping in on this. So yeah, I'm a big fans of those three teams. I love playing baseball. We've done softball games for my dad who's passed, who is, you see the Superman stuff behind me.
Man,
It's in honor of
that's a
him.
pop.
He was a big baseball fan who got me into it. So I definitely love
Right.
playing it and being, being around it. I have a boxer pit bull who saved my life and helped me keep my wife, because without him I probably would. I don't know if I get my wife. I can't. I like to talk a big game, but I don't know if I would have been able to keep her. I had to get mauled by a pit bull, and my dog had to save my life to make sure to bring this all in. But but yep, I am Felix again. I'm one of the co-hosts here at Rated F.
What's I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn. 5%.
So I need all day. That's one of my things. Love it, kill it. 5% nutrition, baby. We ain't sponsored, but this little guy.
Hey,
appearance. This is Bruce.
Snaggletooth.
Little Snaggletooth Bruce. And he's one of my pups. I got 2. The other one's too fat. I can't pick him up. Yeah, so Bruce is... Yeah.
He's like, put me down.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the Yorkie Bruce. I also have a corgi named Whiskey. Now, my name is Robbie. I'm the other half of Rated F Studios. How you doing? I'm the one who says I don't give a fuck a lot.
Sounds
I really don't. I don't sweat anything. I try not to let anything get to my head. I speak my opinion because I was born and raised by myself. Not really, but
not really.
Just talking. I was born in Brooklyn. We moved to where we are now here in Florida. I was like 11, so I'm pretty much a Florida boy
at this point.
Yeah, I've been here for about 20 years. I love it. I like the small town feel. As I tell the people who know me the best, that I might be from the city, but my heart is country.
Somehow, and you like rock music.
And I was how would Oreo? I am definitely an Oreo cookie. I'm white on the inside. But yeah, man, let's see. I love horror movies. Anybody who knows me, I love a good horror movie. I'll watch it 6 o'clock in the day. I'll watch it 1 o'clock at night. I don't care. Just put it on. The scarier the better. I go for anything. I've deep dived into German. I've done French zombie movies. There's one in particular called The Horde. Check it out. Japanese, one of the better Japanese movies that I've seen is Tokyo Gore Police. Amazing movie.
I still remember when you tried to sell me on that movie. I'm like, I'll watch it. And then you throw me the shit, and I was like, no, it's okay. I'm good. I don't need to watch this.
You're like, why? This is a 2-minute trailer. It has 17 gallons of blood.
And he was like, oh yeah, and in the movie there's more.
Yeah, much more. This guy's spewing and he's flying. There's so much blood's coming out of his leg. I'm like, it's fantastic. I love paranormal movies. I love the paranormal movies. Anything horror, I'm down for it. Even the animated kids horror movies like Monster House and stuff. I have a good, and even the classic Nightmare Before Christmas. Love it. Absolutely love it. Married 3 years, beautiful wife Angie. Where would I be without her? She's definitely my backbone, my rock. It's cool. My parents, awesome, supportive. They let me do this shit and they don't get on me about it. So, I'm very opinionated, but I'm not overly opinionated. I like to just say what's on my mind. Take it or leave it. If you like it,
argumentatively, still maybe a little over opinionated, but we'll conversation for another day.
Hey, I mean, it's from the outside looking in. I can't fight that. I can't say no. I'm not. How would you know? The people on the outside seeing you being a dumbass, like that's what counts. But yeah, very successful, very happy, and despite what your definition of success is, if you're a millionaire, billionaire, zillionaire, whatever you want to talk about. I feel at the point in life that I am, and I could attest to Felix, that we are at the top of our game and we're not stopping yet.
Yep.
And
100%.
This is 100% the reason for the reintroduction. And understanding where we are, applying structure, simplicity, and really honing in on this is our baby. This is something that we like to do, love to do, really. And our wives is the reason why we do this. I say it all the time. It was like an Eastern Andrew talking. It was like, hey,
So,
y'all
and it's
talk
funny.
shit all the time. Why don't you record it? Cool. Who wants to
And
hold
it's
the
funny that
camera?
you say that, because I was actually gonna also introduce the show, reintroduce the show, because I know you've made this comment that our wives really brought it up, but actually it was a combination of two things. Yes, our wives did make a comment saying you two argue too much. Put it on camera.
It was mostly about DC.
But yes, I was gonna say we started this argument through text message with a group of our friends, Juvie and Monty, and you were trashing DC, which justifiably so. I will give you a lot of credit for that. But there were a lot of movies.
Yeah, and it sucks.
But we started this on the premises of we just could not get on the same page on a lot of stuff. And when it came to DC, I think our arguments came up for a lot of reasons for it, because of their lack of structure versus what they're trying to put out there. They're rushing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, lack of effort, all that.
I think in all the movies were still watchable, just not in the same structure as you would put into Marvel.
Right.
But again, not for an argument today.
Yeah.
Now,
maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
We should revamp that argument. Yeah.
What I wanted to ultimately say is that this show, as it's trying to go forward, as we're trying to get better, as we're trying to go for that top spot, because we are the top spot, I believe we need to be there. We want to also introduce that we're going to be talking a lot more about other things in regards to life, in regards to marriage, in regards to movies, in regards to just so many different avenues. And not only do we appreciate and the fact that he's been my best friend of upteenth years now, what, 14, 15, 16 years now?
I've known June for 21, so yeah, I've probably known you for about 15, 16, damn.
Easily. So I've been each other too long. We got stories, whippersnappers.
I've known you so long, my back hurt. That's why. Every time I see you, I get aches.
Young back.
Aches and pains every time I see your ass.
Give me freaking
hernia.
I was gonna say herpes. I got myself a second. No, no, you don't.
Which one's worse? They both don't go away.
But guys, ultimately, we want to have fun here. We want you guys to join us, and we love your support and everybody who supported us so far. Our Spotify has been growing, our Apple Podcast has been going. So please, guys, keep doing that. Keep showing support to your boys, and we're definitely going to try our best to give you as much product and the best product that we can out there.
I'm going to keep it fresh. As I said from earlier, we're going to keep it simple, and we're just going to give you guys what you want. Like, more times out of none, I could say is just sometimes less is more. But trying to just hone in on what we were trying to do with this in the first place and not trying to chase things. It's like, no, we're not chasing anything. We're going to be right here. We're going to do our best. We're going to do what we set out to do in the first place. And that's just to make content that you guys love and that you will be anticipated to tune in every week. So it's definitely a breath of fresh air and an understanding and a maturity when it comes to Rated F Studios. Yeah.
100%. So guys, keep staying with us here at Rated F Podcast. We definitely want to continue giving you guys the best product as well. But I will be remiss to say that if you haven't already done so, we have a show that is coming up that we are working with completely hands down. Please join us as we get into on June 10th, Chains of Destiny, where we had our guest host was just with us. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It was hilarious.
Last episode was hilarious.
Hilarious. So again, guys, here at Studio Max, JPW will be hosting Chains of Destiny, which is one of their biggest shows of the year. Again, it's going to be at the address that you see here. PrimeTime Nino, who's a dear friend, the voice of our show, who's done now our second song for us. He will be hosting it and performing there as well. So, guys, please join us, have fun with us. Rated F Boys will be there as commentary for the wrestling team as well.
Yeah, and actually, the song for our intro, ironically, is called Intro, Alto. And that's from PrimeTime Nino. God bless you, man. Like, this is the second song that you've provided for us. And it always hits home. It always gets you pumped when you're, even for that 30 seconds, is like, yeah. Like, it just sets the mood and gives you energy. And you're just like, we're ready. We're ready to record. We're ready to go live. We're doing this. It's awesome. It's thank you. Thank you, PrimeTime.
Yes. So thank you guys and everyone who's tuned in. Have a great night, and hopefully you guys are here with us next week.
Yes, sir. See ya.
Wow.